I'm all about that bass, that buttery biscuit bass. This is Canonical Chronicle episode 6. Let's get into the search news.
I like the bass. I like the buttery biscuit bass. I like the bass.
First, very interesting news from Google. They're now asking small to medium-sized business owners if they want to use Google Assistant on the Maps listings. Now, we all remember this scene from Google I/O earlier this year.
So what you're going to hear is the Google Assistant actually calling a real salon to schedule the appointment for you. Let's listen.
How can I help you?
Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd.
Sure, give me 1 second.
Essentially, Google used its AI robot to actually phone a real-life hairdresser, book an appointment, put it in someone's diary, and this was a robot talking to a real-life human being. Now, this is amazingly technologically advanced, but it's also incredibly terrifying. We're one step closer to Skynet, and we're one step closer to being ruled by malevolent robot overlords.
It's difficult to tell from this vantage point whether they will consume the captive Earthmen or merely enslave them. One thing is for certain, there is no stopping them.
Next up, Google wants to hear from SEOs inside of the community. This week there was a tweet that came from Danny Sullivan, and it read, "Hey SEO folks, we're curious about what's top of mind in your hopes and dreams about how Google displays listings. More control over titles, site links, things we don't do that you'd want, what you do with markup, or other ways to help." So naturally, the search community came to Danny's aid, offering very lovely, warm hugs of advice and lots of nice things they'd like to see in the SERPs. I'm just kidding, they of course did not do that. They complained about how there was too many ads and how they thought their listings were all shit if they didn't appear number 1 in them.
And then...
I refuse to play your Chinese food mind games.
And then...
No! No and then!
And then...
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 But in all seriousness, there was quite a few good answers in there, so we're going to go into them and share them with you now to see if you think they're any good. So first up, there was this tweet from the Director of Search at Shipstead Group, David Ivanhoe, and he said, "How about a report or insight on what pages Google has rewritten your page titles or description that site owners could examine, and what percentage of page titles are rewritten?" I think that's an absolutely fantastic thing to ask for, but I'm not too sure that all of David's advice can be trusted, because later on he says that one way to remove the competitors from the listings is to have a DMCA action taken on them.
You didn't say the magic word.
Please! God damn it!
Next up, Tyler Hermanson asked if there was an ability to put 2 sets of metadata into the website, so the standard meta and then backup meta if Google doesn't like the first one. Tyler, mate, writing metadata is literally the worst job in all of SEO. Please don't make me do double the work over and over again.
That's too much, man!
Next up, Jason Barnard, who's currently doing the ASO series over in SEMrush, had this to say: "I'd like to have more control on my place in the knowledge graph. I would like to have the opportunity to easily make a case beyond Wikipedia. At the moment, it is a primary source. Who knows Wikipedia editors are? Are they fair? They wield unreasonable power over truth." Next up, here is one of my favourite ones from Jack Cooper. He said, "Has deemed did not answer the query." Fucking hell, the English in these is awful. Queries that Google did deem. How about a report in Search Console that Google, i.e. pages with a high number of impressions but users went on to enter another semantic search post visiting? I think I know what I mean. I'm glad you do, Jack, because trying to read that out was absolutely brutal. Alright, I'm going to try that again. How about a report in Search Console that highlights pages Google has deemed did not answer the query, i.e. pages with a high number of impressions, but they went on to search another query? Jack then says, I think I know what I mean. Next up was a really interesting insight from an industry veteran, Just de Valk. You might know him better as Yoast. So he said he's looking for an SEO strict mode. If you specify a new meta tag brackets of your choice, Google displays title and meta description as you specify without rewriting everything. I thought that was really interesting, but trust a Dutchman to ask for strict mode. Joost, have you been a naughty, naughty boy?
Until we hear the safe word, we will not stop.
Yeah, right, stop. All right.
Yes, ladies.
On, thunder, sex!
So, are the girls coming back?
Administer the testicle clamps!
Huh?
Next up, Jennifer Slegg asked if we could actually start adding negative meta tags into a page in a similar way that you can do with PPC ads.
No.
Next up was something really interesting from Andy Drinkwater. He actually came into the entire thread and said, guys, I have an entire document I would like to share with you. Very nice, Andy. We know that you've got some skills.
Girls only want boyfriends who have great skills.
Next up, Cyrus Shepard, the CEO of Zippy, had this to say. He wanted to see title and links shown above snippets as you do in regular results, and he also wanted some sort of snippet limiting to a reasonable length. But I've got to say that the picture that he used to illustrate the example, touch weird.
I like the bass. I like the buttery biscuit bass. I like the bass, biscuit bass. I like the buttery biscuit bass. I like the bass. I like the buttery bass. I like the buttery biscuit bass. I like the buttery bass. I like the buttery bass. Bass knowledge.
That's all the news for this week. Tune in next week for another episode of Canonical Chronicle. And in the meantime, feel free to follow us on social. We'll see you later.